Pharrell, but Pharrell Williams was in town for the premiere of his new Lego movie at the Toronto International Film Festival. And a PETA activist, so those are people for the ethical treatment of animals, they crashed the event protesting the use of fur and wildlife skins at Louis Vuitton. So you're like, what's the connection? Well, that is where Pharrell is a creative director. So we want you to take a look at how the exchange went down.
Okay. You know what? You're right. You're right. Pharrell. Yes, you're right. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Okay, so did he handle it well? And how do you handle a protester? Right? What do we think, Kate?
Oh, he handled it far nicer than I would.
Yeah.
I'm a professional comedian. We deal with hecklers in a much different way. No, he was very reserved, handled it very well, very respectfully. He showed her more respect than she was showing him, if we're being totally honest there. Yeah, no, I thought he handled it very with a lot of grace and composure. And...
Do we think that this style of protesting, do you think it's ever effective?
I think it is effective.
You do?
I think the thing is that like PETA's been around since the 70s, and before they came into existence, there were all kinds of animal rights groups, but PETA really made us aware of animal rights in a way that we hadn't been before. So I'm not saying that every protest that they've done every time has been super successful, but we definitely think about the use of fur in a different way, and it's as a direct result of them. What I take issue with in this particular case is that this wasn't, as you pointed out, at a Louis Vuitton show. This was at a Lego movie, right? And the people were there. We had someone on our staff who was actually there, and they were there, and they were watching this thing, and it was a celebration of the art of film. It was it's a pivot. So I feel like if I had to take issue with anything, it was just, this was the wrong place and time to do this.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I think that's precisely why they chose a Lego film.
Yeah.
Is the idea was to catch everybody completely off guard. Guess what? We're talking about it on the social.
Yeah.
So it was effective. But it turns out that PETA, I don't know, they used to do a lot of these sort of stunts or this kind of protest a lot more before. I don't know if you all remember that they used to do this a lot in New York Fashion Week. And they kind of quieted down because there was a New York Times, a big one written about PETA last year. And they said PETA has actually recently chosen to be more corporate and diplomatic, and they've been going directly to the couture houses to say, listen, okay, fine, we're not gonna like bomb your runway show, but let's talk about your use of exotic skins and pelts and how you treat your animals. But they said some of the houses are not listening and have ignored them and have continued to torture and kill animals in an inhumane way. They say that's why some of these tactics are back. So Louis Vuitton, they claim, is not responding to their request to like curtail their use.
That is interesting.
So maybe this is the way to get their attention. I'm not saying it's
very
right,
interesting. I admire it and loathe it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I can't imagine how it would be effective. I think everyone in that room thinking they're going to see a Lego movie would just be so annoyed. I'd be filled with being annoyed. But what you said was very interesting when you say about PETA, and slowly, I almost wonder if they've done their job through osmosis through the years, because I don't know about you, but when I see someone wearing fur right now, I'm like, oh, that's brave. And then, not only in this economy, but, you know, like, who knows what's going to happen to you? Like, so subconsciously, I know, it's almost like when you see someone smoking, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
Were they, I wonder, is the audience the intended target, or is this a warning to all other celebrities? The celebrities who are at the front of these big couture houses, is the warning shot actually for them and not for anybody who was in that theater?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Food for thought.
I mean, with stuff like this, you know, on one hand, you know, you got to admire someone who's passionate enough about any subject to get up and fight for what they believe in. But on the other hand, you do run the risk of alienating the people you're trying to get on the side of your cause, because people have spent their hard-earned money to go to this show. People have spent their hard-earned time to go to these events, and you are taking away from them, from their life, from their experience and their joy. For your own means and your own gains. And you do run the risk of having people going, well, I was on board, but you ruined my day, so...
Right,
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.